from Sam Riggs of the Foreplay Pod congratulating the fans, to Rick Gaiman being amazed at the crossover. There are lots of reactions right now to the breaking news from Tiger Woods and Mike Trout. And if you haven't heard what's going on, it's pretty wild. Fans of both athletes might be wondering what exactly these two have to do with each other. Well, until a few weeks ago, nothing. Recently though, Trout announced that he and Tiger were opening a golf course together. Well, this is far from Tiger's first golf course. It's weird that Trout would be getting into a venture like this. He is, after all, a baseball player that currently plays center fielder for the Los Angeles Angels. This story is as crazy as it's true though. And the course is even named after Trout. The Trout National, the reserve, is set to open sometime in 2025, and it'll be located a short drive away from Vineland in New Jersey. That puts it within the range of Trout's own permanent residence in Millville. A coincidence? I think not. Tiger Woods' golf course design firm TGR Design advertises a unique championship golf experience, describing the gentle rolling hills and rambling farmland, and the former quarry that'll be the backdrop of the course. The course design will offer lots of strategic opportunities to players, yet the design is ultimately focused on fun and encouraging creativity. The club's amenities will also include a shorter course and a putting course, as well as a clubhouse, 5-star lodgings, and a wedding chapel. So what makes this golf course idea so crazy? I can tell you that Tiger Woods isn't the crazy part of this news. If Tiger himself was designing this course, it wouldn't be news at all. He and TGR Design have designed and opened a number of golf courses. It's basically what the embattled golf legend has decided to do with his life post-retirement.
Chances. Straight up. Oh, yeah, look at this, Peter. Look at this shot. Look at this. Might go in. Might go in. Might go in. It is in.
TGR, which stands for Tiger Woods Design, was first unveiled in November 2006, with Woods embarking on a side hustle of golf course design. The first course they were supposed to create was the Al Ruwaya Golf Course in Dubai, though that project fell through 7 years later. Since then, they've managed to open loads of courses in the United States, and have even opened a few in countries like Mexico and the Bahamas. The Trout National, the reserve, could have just been the latest golf course venture from TGR Design, except Tiger has an unusual partner for this one. Mike Trout isn't exactly someone who's associated with golf. He's a baseball player and one that plays for the Angels. Trout is a tent pole holding up one of the more beleaguered teams in Major League Baseball.
Showing bunt again. This one bunted on the third base side. Pineda, barehand throw, and it hits Trout.
He and fellow tent pole Shohei Ohtani have been trying and failing to get the Angels to the playoffs. Indeed, the Angels haven't seen the playoffs since 2014. Part of the reason for this is that Trout and Ohtani often find themselves benched for various reasons, which is bad for a team that relies so heavily on them. Now, the Angels are projected to have one of the best seasons this year, but no one's expecting them to get within range of the championship. This golf course makes you wonder if Trout's attention isn't shifting away from baseball altogether. At 31 years old, he's closer to the end of his career than he is to the beginning. Could he be considering a Michael Jordan-esque shift out of his best sport and into golf? But that's not the reason Trout offered for embarking on this venture. It's a lot more straightforward than that for Mike. When asked why he was working on this golf course, Trout told Sports Illustrated that he loved South Jersey and he loved golf. By that token, Trout National, the reserve, was a natural thing for him to do. And I guess he wasn't wrong about that. Apparently, he and his wife, Jessica Cox, had been talking about getting a golf course going. But then some stuff happened with the virus in 2020 and their plans were put on hold. Trout's brother was the one who ultimately hooked Mike up with TGR Design. As a golf fan, the opportunity to work with Tiger Woods must have also been mind-blowing for him. It looks like Trout was looking to do this golf course, and he was just amazed by the fact he was able to get the greatest golfer of all time on board. For his part, Woods returned all the compliments. He said that he enjoys watching Trout play baseball and was excited to build a golf course with him. Also, like a true golf course designer, Woods had nothing but praise for the location. Of course, that was pretty clear from TGR's announcement. So that's what Tiger and Trout had to say for themselves. Let's take a look at some reactions from the sports world. The news of this shiny new golf course broke on where else? Twitter. The baseball star attracted responses from across the sporting world. Sam Riggs of Barstool's Foreplay podcast offered congratulations, but not to Trout and Woods. He was just happy for anyone who had Tiger and Trout golf courses on their bingo card. Meanwhile, the author of the Cup of Coffee newsletter, Craig Calcaterra, chimed in, and he took a swing at Trout for his bench time. He pretty much said that Trout can make a better golf course than any other baseball player can because he has more time to do it. Crossing Board's Kyle Pagan was a bit more blunt, saying that Trout can now play golf for free in October. Golf data analyst Rick Gaiman made a joke that might have been referencing Netflix's BoJack Horseman, calling Woods and Trout's collaboration a crossover episode. Apart from some light ribbing, it looks like most of the sports world is just surprised that this is happening. Still, they don't seem to think that there's anything more to this story than just a partnership between two athletes. I'll move on from there and look at some fan reactions to this news. Y'all know Trout is gonna get clowned by the internet. Some fans have expressed concerns that this will distract Mike from his baseball. That's something the Angels just cannot afford right now, since Mike is basically their structural support beam. So you can see that Angels fans have a whole other perspective on this news. Twitter user Brent Schmidt went for the jugular, pointing out that Mike Trout will now have more golf courses named after himself than playoff wins. Meanwhile, Mike Stout, 27, was disappointed that Mike Trout didn't announce that he was buying the team, taking it off the hands of Art, who's owned it since 2003. Great Hambino, 28, kept the burns coming, saying that Mike now has something to do in October, which is when the playoffs are held in the MLB. While some people directed their hate to Trout specifically, the course also caught some heat. Golf courses have become controversial thanks to their association with rich people and the burden they place on the environment. For example, one person complained that this was just more land going to waste. Another argued rich people don't need another haven. And someone asked if the average South Jersey resident could afford to enter the course. Well, another joked that this was another course close to them that he wouldn't be able to play. Finally, a few Twitter users were concerned about Saudi Arabia bringing LIV Golf to this course. I don't think they need to worry though, as Tiger Woods has consistently opposed LIV. That's all the coverage I have for you today about Tiger Woods and Mike Trout's little joint venture.
This one's out to center field and hit well. Trout going back at the warning track at the wall, leaps up. He's got it! Light that baby up as Mike Trout